No matter what your job is, much of your success at work will depend on your ability to influence and persuade others. In other words, get people to say yes to your requests. It may surprise you to learn that there is a large body of scientific research on how to persuade others to say yes. Rather than rely on your gut instincts, this module will provide you access to the science behind successful persuasion strategies. In addition to learning the principles of persuasion, you will learn tactics of how to use them in the workplace to enhance your influencing skills. We use mental shortcuts to help us make decisions in our busy, complicated lives. This course presents 6 of these mental shortcuts, which are regarded as universals that guide human behaviour. For each of these shortcuts, we look at the science behind them, examples of how they are used, and tactics of how to apply them in your own business context. Let's look at the science supporting this. Stanley Milgram, a psychologist from Yale University, in 1961 conducted an experiment where volunteers were told they were involved in scientific research to improve memory. This is an experiment to see if punishment affects learning. You are both going to draw lots to decide who will be the learner and who will be the teacher. You have an equal chance of being chosen. After lots were drawn, Susan was chosen as teacher and John as the learner. Unknown to Susan, John was in fact an actor who had been briefed in advance to play the role of the learner. The volunteers were separated into 2 different rooms connected via intercoms. Your learner has been given a long list of pairs of words, and you must test that they are recalled perfectly. For every incorrect answer, you must deliver a small electric shock, increasing by 15 volts for each incorrect answer. Is this clear?
Yes, but will it hurt him?
The shocks can be painful, but will cause no permanent damage.
Okay, I'm ready to start. Which one of these words does not belong? Bit, jam, kit, pit.
Is it bit?
Sorry, that's incorrect.
Ow!
Which one of the following does not belong? Meet, feet, greet, will.
Is it meat?
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, I think so.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Do I really have to do this?
It is imperative you continue. Ow! That hurt.
Okay, next question. Which one of these words does not belong? Tame, peel, seal, tail.
I'm not sure. I don't want to get shocked again. I think it's sail.
Sorry, that's incorrect. I have to shock you again. Sorry, really sorry.
Ah! That really hurts.
I'm really uncomfortable with this. I don't want to continue.
The experiment requires that you continue.
Okay then, if I have to.
Despite the teachers being extremely uncomfortable with what they were doing, they continued to shock the learners because the researcher urged them to do so. Astonishingly, about 2/3 of the participants ignored these cries of pain and inflicted the full dose of 450 volts, a potentially fatal electric shock. Milgram concluded from this experiment that humans possess an extreme willingness to go to almost any lengths on the command of an authority. A common denominator in most of the research about authority is that people drastically underestimate how much the appearance of authority will influence them. The fact is, they are extremely inclined to follow the instructions of someone who looks like they know what they are doing. The researcher in this experiment above was able to make the subjects comply with his instructions because he wore the right costume for an authority figure in that setting. He was wearing a lab coat. You can use scarcity to increase demand. A common application is when a price, benefit, or feature is only available for a limited time. The principle applies when acting quickly is a benefit, providing you can show how future choices or options will be restricted if you don't act right away. We can be influenced to buy if we think an offer will only last a short time, or if there are only a few left. Examples of this in practice include: you see an advert for a vacuum cleaner with 20% off this weekend only. You realise that this is your only opportunity to get the Hoover this weekend at this price. You see a limited time offer for a water softener. Shopping from home TV channels use rare opportunity and while stock lasts campaigns with decreasing counters on screen showing stock levels remaining to drive sales. Real estate agents may tell an indecisive prospect interested in a house that there is another potential buyer to create competition. Groupon uses limited time offers to encourage people to act quickly, with decreasing counters showing time left to avail of the deal. eBay adverts use a combination of limited time offers and competition via the number of bids to drive people to act. Clubs and restaurants create exclusive membership requirements to drive interest.
Dad, can I go out for an hour to see John?
Yes.
I just called John and he's going to the cinema. Can I go with him?
Okay.
Thanks, Dad. I haven't got any money. Could you lend me enough to get in?
Okay.
Could you give us a lift there?
You're pushing your luck. Okay, I'll give you a lift, but John's dad will have to collect you. Any kind of sale or price reduction is an attempt at triggering reciprocity, but you can also start with a non-serious offer and then come down to the deal you had anticipated giving all along. This response will trigger whenever you feel like you are being given value, regardless of whether you actually are being given value. Here's what it boils down to. Average sales prices may be higher when you employ selling down strategies as opposed to selling up. By starting with your highest price point products first, people are more likely to end up somewhere in the middle. Conversely, by starting your selling process at the lower end, you are more likely to end up with average sales prices that are near the lower end.